All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep and unlocking the secrets behind one of the wildest, most imaginative power systems in all of fiction, the devil fruits from One Piece. So, what if you can take just one bite of a strange fruit and get godlike power? That's the whole idea behind devil fruits. They're these mythical treasures, supposedly the incarnations of a sea devil. You eat one, and boom, you're suddenly more than human, gaining these insane abilities that are said to come from the very dreams and desires of people.
But of course, there's a catch. A huge one, actually. This is the devil's bargain. You get all this incredible power, but the sea itself curses you. You can't swim. Ever again. You just sink like a stone in any body of water, totally helpless. It's a massive trade-off that every single user has to live with. And when we talk about variety, we're not kidding. The sheer number of these powers is just staggering. We're talking over 168 known fruits, and that's just what's been officially documented. It makes for a power system that's as vast as it is mysterious, with just endless possibilities for all kinds of bizarre abilities.
So, how do we even begin to make sense of all this? Well, thankfully, they're broken down into three main types. You've got Paramecia, which are the most common, then Zoan, and finally Logia, the rarest of the bunch. Each one has its own set of rules and gives you a completely different kind of power. Let's break them down. Okay, let's kick things off with Logia. These are the rarest, and a lot of people would argue the most powerful type of devil fruit out there. And here's why. A Logia user doesn't just, shoot fire from their hands. They become fire. They can transform their entire body into a natural element. They are the element itself.
Just think about that for a second. You could turn your body into pure magma, hot enough to burn through literally anything. Or you could become light, moving at, the speed of light, and firing lasers from your fingertips. Or how about turning into sand, whipping up giant sandstorms, and sucking the moisture out of anything you touch? It basically makes Logia users seem totally invincible to normal physical attacks. I mean, how do you punch light?
But, in a world this weird, there are always exceptions to the rule. Even within this super rare class, there's one fruit that just breaks the mold. It's so unique it basically throws the Logia rulebook out the window, and it makes you wonder what its deal really is. I'm talking about the dark fruit, the yummy no mi. This thing gives the user control over darkness, with a gravitational pull so intense it's basically a walking black hole, sucking everything in. But here's the crazy part. Unlike every other Logia, the user isn't intangible. They can get hit, they take damage just like a normal person. So why is it so special? Well, it has this incredible, terrifying ability. If the user touches another devil fruit user, their powers are completely canceled out. Just gone. All right, let's move on to the next category, which is the most common and honestly the most chaotic of them all, Paramecia. This is pretty much the anything goes category. If an ability is strange, paranormal, and totally unpredictable, it probably belongs here. And yeah, with over 90 different known types, this is easily the biggest and most diverse group of powers you'll find. These abilities don't fit into those nice, neat boxes like elements or animals. Nope, these are truly one-of-a-kind powers. So, these Paramecia powers can show up in a few different ways. First, some of them just permanently change your body. The most famous example, of course, is the gum fruit. It turns your body into rubber. Simple as that. You can stretch, you can bounce, and you can pretty much absorb any punch thrown your way. Then you've got the Paramecia fruits that let you create and control some kind of substance. And I mean, anything. It could be wax, it could be poison, or it could be something totally bizarre like biscuits. Yeah, biscuits. Or even that super sticky rice paste from the mochi fruit. The sky's the limit here. And then there are the Paramecias that are on a whole other level. The ones that don't just affect the user, but the entire environment around them on a terrifying scale. We're talking about things like the quake fruit. This thing lets you create vibrations so powerful you can literally shatter the air, causing earthquakes and tsunamis. They say it has the power to destroy the entire world. Just wow. All right, that brings us to our third and final category, the Zoan type. So if Logia is all about elements and Paramecia is the weird superpower category, Zoan is all about one thing, transformation. It lets a user tap into their inner beast and become an animal. And it's not just one transformation. Zoan users get 3 distinct forms they can shift between at will. You've got your regular human form, your base state. Then there's the full beast form, where you become the animal completely. And the real powerhouse is the hybrid form, a scary combination of human and beast that brings out the best of both worlds. But it gets even cooler because not all Zoans are the same. They're split into subtypes. You've got ancient Zoans, which let you turn into prehistoric creatures like dinosaurs or saber-toothed tigers. Think immense power and durability. But even rarer and way more powerful are the mythical zones. These are based on creatures straight out of legend. And this is where things get really interesting. Mythical zones don't just give you a transformation. They often grant extra, almost Paramecia-like special abilities. So the phoenix fruit doesn't just let you become a phoenix. It lets you heal any wound with its mystical blue flames. The azure dragon fruit lets you become a dragon, sure, but you can also summon clouds, fly, and breathe fire. It's like getting 2 powers for the price of 1. So we've covered the 3 main types. But what happens when someone pushes these abilities to their absolute limit? What happens when you come across a power so strange, so immense, that it doesn't seem to fit any category at all? Well, that's where we get into the real mysteries of this power system. This next stage is called awakening. It's an incredibly rare level of mastery. When a user awakens their power, its influence is no longer confined to their own body. It starts to bleed out and affect their surroundings. So instead of just creating mochi, for example, you can turn the very ground you're standing on into mochi. You are literally reshaping the world around you. But even beyond awakening, there's something else. There are beings at the very pinnacle of this world whose powers are described in much darker terms. People don't call them devil fruit users. No, they've been called something far more terrifying: actual devils. I'm talking about the 5 elders, the absolute highest authority in the entire world. When they transform, they don't become animals. They become demonic creatures straight out of myth and nightmare. A spider-cow monster, a skeletal horse, a colossal sandworm. And their abilities, things like insane regeneration and summoning demonic circles, it all suggests that whatever power they have, it's not a normal devil fruit. It's something else entirely. And that leaves us with the biggest question of all. Are these devils the actual origin of the devil fruit curse that plagues the seas? Or are their horrifying powers a clue to an even deeper, more ancient secret